G'day, my Unbox Your Gift community. This is the follow-up video to a post that I wrote to you guys about the upper limit. And the upper limit is, remember, recalling back the email, is about, you know, when you're doing something, you're feeling good about something, you've just gone for a workout, or you've had a really great day at work, you've had a really great experience doing something, whatever it might be, going for a walk. And then suddenly you think about, your brain just automatically or just subconsciously starts thinking about, did I do that? What if that goes wrong? What if something doesn't? Your brain starts to pretty much spin out on you. It makes you worried. It makes you feel guilty. It makes you stop that good feeling that you were feeling, because it's now reached its upper limit. The brain has reached its upper limit. It's like a thermostat. Your brain has a certain amount of capacity that it will allow you to feel good based on your habits. And once it reaches that limit, called your upper limit, that's when subconsciously you start thinking of something that worries you, that troubles you. You might start blaming someone, and it's all happening in your head. And so what I'm trying to get at in this video is, so how do you address the upper limit? In that moment where your upper limit sparks and a worrying thought, a depressing thought, a negative thought happens during a time when you've had a really nice experience, and then something happens, some thought takes place for it to kind of dissolve, what do you do then? And that's what this video is about. So here are two things that I want to share with you that you can do when you hit that upper limit. The first thing is, once you catch yourself in that moment of thinking something negative or worrisome or troublesome or blaming someone or having an argument with someone in your mind, when that happens, you need to catch yourself out, because it's not actually you, it's the thought process. It's a habitual pattern that's happening. And you need to call it out as an upper limit. Okay, I'm just going through an upper limit. I'm experiencing an upper limit, which means my brain has had a good capacity of feeling good, and now it's hit its limit. So you first need to recognize that it's an upper limit. So you've got to catch yourself in that moment. So you need to start paying attention to the thoughts that are happening within your mind. Once you catch yourself, you just want to sit with that thought, and you want to think, where did that come from? Like, where did that spark? What that thought, that feeling, where did that come from? What did my mind go towards? What did I visualize? What did I hear? What did I feel? What did I see to have my brain think about that? Because that's going to give you clues. And then don't force yourself, if you can't just go straight into it, but just get curious, because that's the key word here. Getting curious is what will allow you to get insight into what triggers you, right? So that you can cut that thing in half and not expand your levels of feeling good. Catching yourself in midway of feeling bad, or catch yourself in the moment that you're not feeling good, is key, guys. That's the key. And people kind of just like overlook that, going, yeah, whatever. But that is the key. Like, that's what you got to do. Because when you do that, that's when you're going to get insight. Because the second thing is, now your brain has gone on to an automatic, like, subconscious drifting away into something that's not going to be good for you. And what you want to do is bring that back. And the way to bring that back to your prefrontal cortex, bring it back to the front end of the mind where it thinks consciously, right there, is you want to be able to say something that's going to refocus your mind, like a mantra. And one of the things that this particular book, The Big Leap, talks about, one of the mantras that they talk about to bring your mind back in focus, is to say something like, I expand in abundance, success, and love every day as I inspire those around me to do the same. Now, if anyone's thinking, well, that sounds really woo, that sounds really like crazy. It's not crazy. It's not woo. It's trying to refocus your mind. And because your mind is on automatic pilot and it's drifted off, you've got to consciously do something to bring it back into focus. And by saying a mantra, pick one that's really going to speak with you. By saying a mantra, it's going to allow you to get really clear, really focused, really quickly. So I expand in abundance, success, and love every day as I inspire those around me to do the same. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this particular mantra, this particular quote, is because your mind has just stopped you from having a good experience. And by refocusing your mind with this mantra, it's telling our brain, I expand in abundance, success, and love every day. In other words, I'm telling my mind, I'm saying it consciously, but at a subconscious level, I'm telling my mind, I'm building it into my software system that it's fine to feel expansion. It's fine to feel success. It's fine to feel love in expanded ways so that I'm not limiting myself with the upper limit. Does this make sense, guys? Because it's really important that what you choose to say to yourself allows you to, at a subconscious level, focus, but at a subconscious level, it's also training your mind about where you want to go. And so that's why I'm sharing this particular quote with you, because it speaks the loudest in terms of what you want your mind to do, both consciously and subconsciously. Now, one extra thing that you might want to do in that moment when you're experiencing an upper limit is you want to just pause, catch yourself in that moment, and think to yourself, what is it exactly that's trying to come through me? Because you're probably getting an idea, you're probably getting a new creative burst of information coming through you, but your upper limit has experienced enough of the enjoyment, and so it's stopping that flow. So one of the things that your upper limit, and this is all via emotional intelligence, is that when you experience in the moment that there's an upper limit happening for you, pause in that moment and ask yourself, what is trying to come through me? Like, just get curious, and you'll feel it in your body, like in your stomach, in your throat, in your shoulder. You'll feel a sensation, because you're going to be paying attention to it. You're going to feel a subtle sensation of where you're feeling a certain emotion in that moment that you catch yourself with the upper limit. And usually for me, it's in my stomach. I usually feel it in myself. If I'm working away and I've had a great day, and suddenly I think, oh my goodness, I haven't booked my plane ticket. Oh my God, I've got to book my plane ticket. What if that plane ticket's gone? What if I can't get online? Oh my God, what if it's gone? Like, I'm now worrying, but I'm not focused. Like, I'm not consciously worrying. I'm just subconsciously, my mind is just racing, and I'm getting overwhelmed and flustered. I catch myself in that moment. It's an upper limit problem happening. And I'm thinking to myself, so what's trying to come through me? And I'm just remaining still just for a few seconds, just to see where it's happening in my body. And I usually feel it in my stomach, because overwhelm for me happens in my stomach, where I feel like, oh my God, we're feeling overwhelmed. And then when I address it, it's like it's gone. And I think, so what's trying to come through me? And I just sit with that feeling. And as I just sit with it, and then I've recognized, and I just move on, later on, a few seconds later, or in that moment, I get the insight, like I get what was trying to come through me. Maybe it was the fact that in that moment of trying to worry about the plane ticket, it's the fact that I didn't want to write this email, and worrying about this plane ticket served me better. But I will get an insight as to why I started to worry. Like, I was gaining something from worrying versus getting on with doing something else. So you'll see an insight, like you'll read into yourself, is what I'm trying to say. You'll get to know yourself a lot better, which is what's the most juicy, most exciting part about knowing your upper limit, is as you focus in and tune in to, it's my upper limit, what's happening, what's trying to come through me, where am I feeling it in my body? When you feel it in your body, what part of your body, and you just sit with that, and then you move forward and go on with your day-to-day, or your next moment of activities, you're going to understand, like, what was the connection? It'll just come to you subconsciously. It'll just come to you because you've paid attention, and your brain is now looking for an answer. Anytime you and I ask our brain a question, it will spit back an answer. Our brain is like Google. When you Google something, how do I change a tire? How do I write a book? How do I send out an email to 1,000 people? Google is going to spit back loads of answers because you've asked a question. If you don't type in a question, Google can't give you anything, right? It's the same with our brain. When I've asked my brain, so what's trying to come through me, I'm asking my brain a question. And so by default, my brain is scrambling to get an answer. It's going to look at my experiences, my references, what I've done, what I have, what's going to just bring me an answer based on what I know in my brain. And that's going to come through. So if I ask myself, what's trying to come through me, my brain is going to know that answer because my own body can only know that answer. Nobody else can know that answer. Do you see how? And that's how you build insight into yourself. And that's how you become more emotionally in tune and intelligent. And what's that word, that buzzword, emotional intelligence? Because you're creating self-awareness. You're understanding yourself and what triggers you. You're understanding what specifically is going to speak to you the loudest and what it is that you need to do to expand your level of productivity. And how you do that is knowing when your upper limit strikes, getting curious about that, saying the mantra, and also, if you want, getting very curious as to where am I feeling it in my body and what's trying to come through me. Because that's going to give you, asking your brain a question is going to give you an answer in the next activity, the next thing you do during the day. Your brain is scrambling to give you the answer that you've just asked it. So try that. Let me know how you go. And if you like more videos like this or more insights onto emotional intelligence, your upper limit, let me know. If you've got any other topics that you'd like me to talk about, specifically towards your passion, trying to get into a profession, anything at all to do with that emotional intelligence, I would love to be able to create more videos and content that would serve the things that you're looking for. Let me know, write me an email, give me what it is that you're looking for, and I'd be more than happy to send that out to you. Thank you so much, and I hope this has helped.